Good morning. Good day. Good day. Good day. Good day. Good day. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Great day that we have here. Great day that we have here. Go ahead and push that share button. Remember, we want to be some digital disciples and get other people to join in because we want them to grow just like we are growing. So, everyone, make sure you share at least with one person. That way we can double what we do every week. Everyone get one. We can we can get more than what we have and reach more souls, encourage more people. So help us do that. Be a part of the team. You a part of the team. Yes. Come on. Glad to see you. Diamond College. The great Diamond. Good to see all of you. Tamika Washington, Jerry Henderson, Catherine Rose, Addison King. Let me see. What's going on, Miss Kathy? Roslyn, Sharita Perry. Good to y'all. Levon, how you hanging in there, Levon, on this journey. I know it's different every day for you. Keep on hanging in there. Wycliffe Williams, Missouri. What's going on, Lady Manley? Sandra for Sims. All right, we still got about a minute and about 30 seconds. Come on, get this thing going. Good morning, Miss Thomas. Brother Dre. Come on now. Oh, Come on in. What's wrong with this thing? Okay. Come in and hit that share button for us. Hit that share button for us. All right. We at that point. We're at that point. Listen, we are still on choices and consequences, and we want to jump in this morning and see what it is that God has for us today. I know it's been a great journey this week, and so we want to continue in that flow. Let me go ahead and hold on one second. Let me go ahead right now and let us turn to Matthew chapter 26, verses 36 through 45. Matthew 26, 36 through 45. Oh, no. I'm sorry. We'll switch. I'm gonna use that one tomorrow. John chapter 18. Yeah, let's do this. John chapter 18, verses 1 through 10. That's where we are. My bad. John chapter 18, verses 1 through 10. I gave you the wrong verse. John 18, verses 1 through 10 this morning. And that's where we are joining in this morning. And we want to continue to walk through and look at, hey, here are some consequences, things we need to look at so we can look at the choices that we make and make sure that we prepare better and be honest and be realistic about our situations. And it's going to be a great day. John 18. Today, I believe these last 2 days, if I had a title for them, it'll be when you make your decision to handle your business, that's a choice. But there are consequences that come with that. When you are about your purpose, you make decisions. And with those decisions come consequences. It just comes with the territory. And hopefully you have verse 1. Let's go ahead at John 18, start at verse 1. Let's go. It says, after these sayings, Jesus crossed the Kidron Valley with his disciples and entered a grove of olive trees. Judas the betrayer knew this place because Jesus had often gone there with his disciples. The leading priests and Pharisees had given Judas a contingent of Roman soldiers and the temple guards to accompany him. Now, with blazing torches, lanterns, and weapons, they arrived at the olive grove. Jesus fully realized all that was going to happen to him, so he stepped forward to meet them. Who are you looking for? Jesus the Nazarene, they replied. I am he, Jesus said. Judas, who betrayed him, was standing with them. As Jesus said, I am he, they all drew back and fell to the ground. Once more he asked them, who are you looking for? And again they replied, Jesus the Nazarene. I told you that I am he. Jesus said, and since I am the one you want, let these others go. He did this to fulfill his own statement. I did not lose a single one of those you have given me. And then we can read verse 10, that's for free. Then Simon Peter drew a sword and slashed off the right ear of Malchus, the high priest's slave. But Jesus said to Peter, put your sword back into its sheath. Shall I not drink from the cup of suffering the Father has given me? Listen, when we decide that we're going to be about our business, when we're going to do what God called us to do, when you decide to keep your word, when you decide to persevere in the midst of challenges, when there is something in your heart that you know you must do, along the way, you build relationships with people. Along the way, you have to put your trust in somebody. When God gives you a vision, when God gives you an assignment in your life, how you know it's from God is bigger than you. It's bigger than you. And if you're really going to do it the way God wants you to do it, you're going to have to depend on people. You're going to have to trust other people. That is sometimes a very vulnerable and scary place to be, especially if you're not used to trusting a lot of people. But you have to get over yourself, get over your feelings, get over your fears in order to move and do what God desires for you to do and to fulfill your purpose. Fulfilling your purpose, walking in your purpose, many times, like I say, excuse me, takes more than yourself. It's going to take other people. And one of the ways, and I try to teach this as best I can when I'm teaching on leadership and things of that nature, and I'm always growing in myself. One of the ways that you know that a person is growing, and that they're going to be, that they're going to advance in life and in the projects that they take on, any assignments that they're given, if they want to maximize it, one of the ways you see a person is going to grow is they know how to work with people with hidden agendas. They know how to work with people who don't like them. They know how to work with people um, with different personalities than them. It's not about working with people you like. It's not about working with everybody you trust. You don't always trust everybody you're working with. You just got to understand what you can trust them with. And that's a part of this. Remember when Jesus chose his disciples, he chose all of them, correct? Jesus chose all of his disciples, every last one of them. Not one of them he did not pray about. Not one of them he didn't go onto the mountain, remember, and he spent some time and pushed everybody else away. And we came off that mountain. He chose individually every single disciple. This is Jesus Christ. There is not a better leader. There is no one with greater discernment. And yet and still, in the midst of Jesus carrying out his assignment, he chose somebody that would sell him out. Well, if there ain't no lessons in this about choices and consequences, sometimes you choose people not because you don't feel they will let you down in some way. You choose them because they will help you in some way, and you want to manage the situation to help get the goal accomplished. So, in other words, sometimes you know some folk around you are going to probably have potential to sell you out when you're doing business, when you're leading. But at the same time, you see enough in them where they can help you reach your goals, and you strong enough and mature enough to know that no matter what they do, I'm gonna get my assignment accomplished. While they're trying to use you and manipulate you, you gotta know how to manage them while you're still moving and progressing forward to what God has called you to do. Case in point, here's where we are. Verse 1 says, after saying these things, Jesus crossed the Kidron Valley with his disciples. So we know he's walking with his disciples. Jesus had just finished praying in the book of John, speaking to God and talking to him, the Father. And then Jesus now goes to his place of prayer with all of his disciples, except guess who? Judas. Jesus has now going with his disciples. He's going to pray. He's going to pray. Now, here's what I want you to see. Verse 2 says, Judas, the betrayer. John is such a hater. John the disciple, he's such a hater. He be throwing people under the bus. Judas, he couldn't just say Judas. Judas, the betrayer. I want you to know who Judas is. Judas, the betrayer, knew this place because Jesus had gone there with his disciples. Now, here's what I want you to understand. When you have an assignment and you start putting people around you and connecting with certain people, they start knowing intimate things about you, very intimate things about you. They know your schedule many times. They know where you go. And these are the choices you make. You have to make a decision. You need people on your team. You can't walk around here afraid. You need people in your life, right? If you're going to date somebody, they're going to learn your schedule at the point. If you're going to marry somebody, they're going to learn your schedule. If you're going to lead a business and take your, the people that you manage out to lunch and try to build relationship, right? You're going to have to let people in some spaces. There are some spaces you have to let people into. Jesus led his disciples into his space. He teaches us something here. He let them into a space, and now Judas is planning to sell them out. Actually, he's already sold them out in his heart. And now Jesus goes to one of his most intimate places, his place of prayer. His place of prayer. And where does Judas bring the people that are meant to arrest Christ and tear him down? To his most intimate place, his place of prayer. And I'm just saying to you, there are some people who know your most intimate places. There are some people who know your most intimate secrets. And you made a choice to let those people in. And what I'm saying to you is, you never know how it's going to come across most of the time. Jesus, of course, knows everything. And we talked yesterday about being a simpleton or being a person that's prudent. But Jesus knows at some point this is going to take place. And his disciples know this place. Judas, who is a disciple, but also has his own agenda, shows up because he knows Jesus' schedule and he knows his intimate place. And look what happens. Knew this place because Jesus had gone there with his disciples. Verse 3, the leading priests and Pharisees had given Judas a contingent of Roman soldiers and temple guards to accompany him. So he ain't even by himself. One of the worst things, most frustrating thing is people coming to your private space and you didn't invite all these other people they're bringing with them. You ever been there? It's like, this is our place to pray, or this is our intimate spot, or this spot is about us. Why are you bringing all these extra people when you weren't invited? And you got to see this in people. You got to test it out every now and then. You bringing all these people to a spot they're supposed to be bringing with nonsense, right? Right? You bringing all these people with nonsense. And I chose you to be with me, and this is our place where we go and what we do together. And now, who told you to invite all these people to come down here when we do what we do? Now, they come here anytime they want to, just not when we here. Because this is our intimate time. And you have to watch people, because some people will start trying to invite people into places that they're not supposed to be inviting them in. When somebody allows you to come into their space and be in intimate places, don't start inviting everybody and your friends and your homies into those places. That's how you get kicked out. That's how you show you probably don't need to be connected with them, because trust is a powerful thing. And once you lose that, you start making moves that people, hey, why they do that? You start making moves, you start losing the trust of other people around you. Stop inviting people just to spaces that they were not invited to. You were invited to. Check with people before you start bringing them into spaces. I know people do this on quite a lot of occasions, but once again, we're talking about choices and we're talking about consequences. And Jesus knew who he chose, and he knew Judas had this capability in him. So The leading priests and Pharisees had given Judas a contingent. So now he's bringing his soldiers. He's bringing drama into one of Jesus' favorite places. And it says, now with blazing torches, lanterns, and weapons, they arrived at the olive grove. Verse number 4. Jesus fully realized all that was going to happen to him. So he stepped forward to meet them. This is why I love Jesus. Boy, that's why I love Jesus. Jesus was a man's man. Look what happened. Jesus knew, it says, the text says Jesus fully realized, I know who I chose. I know who's in my circle, and I know what time it is. And I'm looking at them coming, and I'm looking at who's leading them. And I know right now, when he got up from that table and left, I already knew something went right with him because I've been watching his attitude. And now we at this point. See, there are times where you have to look at the people in your life and relationships and see things coming and then realize we finally gotten to that point. I was hoping we wouldn't get here. I was hoping you would change. I was hoping you would see things in a different way. But now we're at that point. And you gotta be honest when you get when you and your relationship gets to that point, you have to be honest that your relationship has gotten to that point. Don't start putting your hands on your eyes like you can't see what time it is, because what God will allow to happen is it'll be so much in your face you can't deny it. And Judas is so much in Jesus' face with all this foolishness in this place. But here's what Jesus does. Jesus fully realized all that was going on happened to him, so he stepped forward to meet them. This is why I love Jesus. But Jesus was no punk at all. Jesus says, all right, I'm not about to run from the moment. You're in my place. You're in my space. So here's what I'm gonna do. You bringing it to me, I'm gonna step to it in your face. Here we go. Here we go. And I'm not running. I'm not scared. You bringing it to me, you bold enough to bring it over here. Come get some. Now he ain't coming to fight. He's stepping forward because he's saying, listen, I see what's going on. I see what's taking place. As a matter of fact, before Judas even got up from the table, remember what Jesus says? He says, whatever you do, or when Judas was getting up, he said, whatever you do it quickly. So I already told you when you was at the table, you about to go do something you ain't supposed to be doing. And now here you are showing up with exactly what I said because I saw someone write about you. All I'm trying to do is handle my business. And here you go bringing drama. So since we're here, I already saw it coming. Let the party begin. So he stepped forward to meet them. And then he raises a question. This is why you got to be careful when Jesus started asking you questions. Now, Jesus already know who they're looking for. He already told Judas, whatever you do quickly. He see all these people coming. But Jesus says, all right, since you're here, and he's the one who spoke up out of all everybody that's there. Jesus spoke up and said, who you looking for? Now, he already know they come and look for him. He wants them to be man enough to say, we're looking for you. We're looking for you. So don't come down here with your little tiki torches and all that stuff. I don't care nothing about that. It's man up time. Who are you looking for? He asked. And somebody shouted out, Jesus the Nazarene, they replied. You know what Jesus said? It's me, dog. I'm here. I'm here. Jesus said, Judas, who betrayed him, was standing with them. So apparently, Judas couldn't even come back and say, we've come to see you, Jesus. No, you the coward that brought him up here. And then you ain't even man enough to come in my face and say what you came here for. So you're going to so that means you're being a follower of somebody else and you wasn't really following me. You wasn't really on my team. So you've been a sellout the whole time. So you ain't really with me. You can't even man up or woman up and say what you're here for. You let somebody else, you being a puppet for somebody else. And thing is, sometimes the people in your circle are puppets for other people and are having conversations behind your back. I know we don't like talking about stuff like that, because you want to think everybody that's been around you is in your corner. And the truth is, that ain't always the case. Somebody you trust is always trusting somebody you don't. 9 times out of 10. Somebody you trust is usually trusting somebody you don't. There's conversation many times leaking from certain people in your circle. You got to know and be honest about who's in your circle. You know the people who talk too much in your circle. You know the people who say, well, they told me not to tell nobody, but it's just between me and you. You know those people. You know the people, as my mama would always say was growing up, you know people who got diarrhea of the mouth. Just always ready. Now my mama said that, so she probably watching. I didn't make that up. who just running off at the mouth. They can't help themselves. You love them. You love them. But don't you tell them nothing. You know those people. You know those people who throw rocks and hide their hand. You know those people. You've seen them do it to other people. So you already know your day is coming at some particular point, right? So listen to this. Here's what he says. He says, they said, who looking for? Jesus says, it's me. And as Jesus says, I am he, look what happens. Boy, I love this part. They all drew back and fell to the ground. Oh, look at this. This is why Jesus wasn't scared of them. They said, we're coming to look for Jesus, the Nazarene. He said, here I am. When he said that, they all fell down. They didn't want to fall down. The mention of who he was, his identity, made them fall down. That was just powerful. That's one of the moments in the Bible I just love to see. Then when it says, who we coming looking for? We come looking for Jesus. Here I am. Bam. All these powerful, strong soldiers fell out. Ah, man, that's powerful. In verse 7 says, once more, he asked them. Now understand this, they had fell to the ground. And so he said, I'm gonna ask y'all again, who y'all come looking for? And it says again, they replied, Jesus the Nazarene. And then verse 8 says, he says, I told you that I am he. And I told y'all who he is. It's me. You just fell out. So you recognize everybody else got no power around here. It's me. Jesus said, and since I am the one you want, let the others go. See, here's another thing about this. We start talking about choices and consequences when we decide to do what we are called to do, and damage and drama comes. A real person who loves the people in their circle will protect the people in their circle. Jesus says, all right, since I'm who you came for, leave my boys alone. You looking for Jesus? Get me, because that's who you came for. Leave them alone. Let them be. I'm good. You want me? Deal with me. Don't deal with my family. Don't touch my family. Isn't this how it goes sometimes? How some people who know things about you and been in your circle or been around you or been around some people who've been around you, and you're like, okay, if you want to be messy out here and make up stuff or attack me. Attack me. Don't attack the people I care about. Because you ask for a whole nother, that's a whole nother, deal with me. It just deal with me. I can deal with what you say about me. I can deal with what you say whatever you want to say about me, do whatever you want to do with me. But if you want to see the wrong side of me, don't deal with the people I care about. This is about me. It's not about them right now. What you want right now is dealing with me and my purpose in this moment. Don't deal with the people connected to me. And anybody know me, I'm real protective of my family and my church, even the ones that try to sell you out sometimes. I still stand up, and because it's like, deal with me. Because see, Jesus like, I ain't really worried about what you say because I made you anyway. I ain't really worried about what you bringing because I already know whatever you put up against me, I'm gonna rise up out of it. So I ain't really worried about that. But don't touch my boys. Don't touch the people. And that's what Jesus does. He says here in verse 9, I told you that I am he. Jesus said, and since I am the one you want, let these others go. And the text, verse 9 says, he did this to fulfill his own statement. I did not lose a single one of those you have given me. Well, listen to this. Jesus had already been praying for those, and he told the Lord, he says, I chose all of them, and one of them is a devil. I chose a devil. I chose somebody to be on the team that was a devil. He comes back here and reiterates it and says, and it reminds, I did not lose a single one of those you have given. That was his prayer. You go read it in chapter 17. So when Jesus chose Judas, he knew Judas was not going to be with him like he wanted him to. He wanted to give him a chance. He wanted to give him grace, but he saw Judas's heart. And he had told the Lord, the Father, I didn't lose anybody that you gave me to fulfill the full purpose. I didn't lose them. Prophetic. And this is what we're talking about, choices and consequences. And what Jesus says, I told them, leave everybody alone, just deal with me. So all the 11 are protected. The one sellout is on the enemy's team over there. So I'm not losing anybody who's moving forward with beginning the church. In book of Acts, you will see it was 11 disciples in the book of Acts. Go read it, chapter 1, 2. They chose another one who replaced Judas, and they became 12 again. Sometimes some folk ain't gonna make it, but you still let them roll for a second because you're trying to help them, and they trying to sell you out. But those are choices, and those are consequences. And if you're gonna be man or woman enough to make that decision, be man enough and woman enough to step to the plate and deal with the consequences, because the bigger picture is bigger than that person. Look what happens now. Verse 10, I'm throw that one in. So then Simon Peter drew a sword, slashed off the right ear of Malchus, the high priest slave. See, this is why Jesus says, hey man, leave these people alone back here, because they follow me, but they pack it. And Peter, he ain't all the way wrapped. I know I got some Peters. I got some Peters on here right now. You love the Lord. You following the Lord. You praying with the Lord. And wait a minute, y'all. This is the place of prayer. Why Peter got a knife? Why does Peter have a knife? Peter's like, I watch, fight, and pray. This is why Jesus said, leave these people alone back here. They still growing. You want to deal with me. You don't want to deal with them back there. They don't have the control. They ain't got the self-control I have right now. They got too much thug in them. Peter was like, man, get all this, dog. You talking too much, Jesus. you talking too much. Get one of them. Ain't nobody even reach for Jesus at this moment. Look at the text. Apparently somebody was getting ready to reach or do something. Jesus says, hey, let these others go. Then it just goes straight into verse 10. I don't even know what happened. Peter ain't said nothing this whole time. See, them the ones you got to watch, man. Some people ain't going, they ain't going to do no talking. It's blade and you slave. Simon Peter drew a sword and slashed off the right ear of Malchus. And if you've been around black preachers or even preachers period a long time, said he wasn't aiming for his ear. He was aiming for his head, aiming to chop off his head, whatever he was doing. I don't know what he was aiming. But I do know with one slice, that ear came off. And forget what Mike Tyson did to Holyfield. You see what Peter did to Malchus. He cut his ear off. But see, let me show you what takes place. Peter drew a sword, slashed off the right ear of Malchus, the high priest's name, the slave. But Jesus said to Peter, put your sword back into its sheath. Shall I not drink? Shall I not deal with the consequences of me following my purpose and all the drama that comes with it? Because here's what I want to tell somebody. Your purpose will come with some kind of drama. That's the consequence. Stop whining and complaining while you're dealing with drama. Your purpose comes with some kind of drama. Can you type that in? My purpose comes with some type of drama. It's not that you're causing a drama. When you start following in the steps of Jesus and doing what Jesus called you to do, you're going to upset the kingdom of darkness. My purpose comes with some type of drama. When I do what God calls me to do, somebody's going to get upset. That's just confirmation that you are doing what God called you to do. And Jesus says, we're not going to fight like this. Now, you know, the other gospel says after that boy ear fell off, Jesus just picked it up, went down, picked it up, and stuck it back on, and he got healed. Woo, a miracle had to take place because you got too many thugs in your camp. I'm going to tell you, I'm Peter. I'm the thug in the camp. And Jesus had to put many ears and eyeballs and everything else back on. Because when you love Jesus, now hear this. Peter did it because he loved Jesus. I want y'all to remember that. I love Jesus. You love Jesus. But understand, I love Jesus and I like to fight a little bit. I'm the one. Listen, this ain't for everybody. But if this is you and you love Jesus, but you know how to set it off, just say, I'm the one Jesus was talking about. What do you mean? To leave alone? I'm the Peter. I'm the one Jesus was talking about. You love Jesus, but you'll still set it off if necessary. You the one he's talking about. Leave her alone. She loved me, but she a little crazy. Leave him alone. He loved me, but he gonna set it off because he loves me. He don't want nobody dealing with me like that. He love hard. He got a protecting kind of love. It shows up. See, I say this ain't for everybody, but if that's you, just type in me. That's me. I'm the one he's talking about. I'm the one Jesus was talking about. I'm just not, I ain't all the way fully cooked and all wholesome fully like Jesus. He's still working on me. Sometimes my reactions aren't the best. I might cut you before I pray for you. I might cut you I might cut you and let him heal you. See, that's what Peter did. Peter, now, and when he cut him, he ain't say, I'm sorry. I want you to look at this. He didn't say, I'm sorry. He didn't say, my bad, dog. He didn't apologize. He didn't do anything. Well, if Jesus wasn't there, that boy would have walked away from that situation with one less ear to hear out of. So, what's the point of the day? Your purpose is going to be filled with some kind of drama. There will be people who are close to you, who know things about you that other people don't know. And sometimes you just got to know those people and who they are and see them and evaluate the people in your circle. Evaluate the people in your circle. Be honest with what you see with the people in your circle. And when they bring that drama, don't you run from it. Step forward saying, this is me. Deal with me. Don't deal with other people. Because if me, you trying to hinder and trying to stop, they ain't wrapped too tight. I'm going to protect the people in my circle that I love. But if they get loose, they get loose. You brought that on yourself. You brought that on yourself. You know what could have been actually going on? You know what could have been actually going on? It might have been, now the Bible doesn't say this, it's just me. It might have been Peter might have been swinging at Judas and hit Malchus. You ever think about that? You ever think Peter, because Peter was gangster. We don't know where Judas was standing. Judas looked scary himself. He didn't say nothing when he showed up. He kissed him. We do know that happened in another piece. He kissed him. And maybe Peter just sitting there steaming because Peter doesn't say anything. He just swings. We have no idea who this boy was swinging at. We know he hit Malchus. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes when we ain't fully matured all the way and all the Holy Ghost ain't wrapped us all too tight, we still got a little flesh going. You don't know where this sword gonna land. All right, we done for today. Listen, y'all. What I want you to know is today at noon, we have 200 gifts we're going to give to, it's our regular Thursday drive-through giving food boxes away, right? But all of our senior adults are coming through as well. So we have 200 senior adults we're going to bless today, along with the people who receive food boxes every week. All right, so it's going to be a great day. It starts at noon. Tomorrow, and let me say this about those who are participating on Morning Devotion as well. Tuesday, we have 240 students that we're doing for DeSoto ISD and taking care of them for Christmas. Tuesday, we still had 60 left, and the deadline was Wednesday. We still had 60 left that we need to take care of. We sent a message out, and y'all raised $2,000 just in less than a couple of hours. $2,000 that took care of all of the students. So I want to make sure you know I love you and appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for that. It also helped us with we had the food items that we're dealing with today, and it made that a whole lot easier. And then Friday, tomorrow, we have, I think, right at 300 to 400 toys. I got to look and see where they are today with them. Because I know it's close to 300 to 400 toys. It's over 300. They're going to give away to the community. No registration required. Just drive through. Just tell people to drive through. We're just going to give out toys until they're finished. We want people to be blessed. So thank you, because I know part of the morning crew helped that happen. So thank you for the morning crew thank you morning crew for coming through. I love you all for that. You the bomb. You the busy bomb. All right. Gotta go. Let's pray. And my prayer is that you don't cut nobody. Don't let your inner Peter rise up. Let your Jesus rise up. Know that the choice to go forward with your purpose and do what you've been called to do, it's going to come with some drama. It's going to come with some consequences. You're going to have to face those consequences. But no matter what they throw at you, you're going to rise again. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for every single person who's connected today. Thank you for their hearts. Thank you for their giving hearts. God, I ask that you help them continue to evaluate the people that they bring into their lives. Evaluate even those people in the spaces that they let them come into, the information that they share with them, and recognize who to share it with, who to trust. But then not to be so bound by fear and lack of trust that they can't see how to use the people who are trying to use them to fulfill your purpose. And then we thank you that you know how to protect them and help them have self-control, not to run from that issue when they know they've been called, when they know they're the ones doing right, that you know how to cover them, let them face whatever faces them. And then we thank you that you're going to show up in a powerful way. Help them be protective of the others around them and trust you to handle the rest. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all. All right. Well, y'all have a great one. 6 p.m. tomorrow, Miss Shirley. I need you to read them flyers, Miss Shirley. I need you to read the flyers, Miss Shirley. 6 p.m. If you're going to volunteer, I need you there by 5:30. 5:30. I'll see you in a minute, probably, Miss Shirley, up here with, as you are every week, so faithfully, helping serve our food and all of that great thing. So I'll see you all. Thank you all. If you're going to come help us, wear your mask. Yeah, if you want to volunteer tomorrow, 5:30 p.m., just show up to the church with your mask on. We'll have a space for you. If you want to volunteer today, Show up to the church today about 11:15, 11:30. We'll probably be finished probably about 12:30. Peace.